So Armando, what are you doing at this point right here?
We're making some oak grain.
You're adding oak grain to this. This is you're using different types of rags, I've noticed.
Yeah, we're using a fine towel here. And then we're using a rough towel. You can see the grooves in there. You can see that in there.
It's more grainy.
Yep, more grainy. That creates a little bit of streaks when you wiping. See, when you touch the grain, when you touch the board, create some kind of like a nut going on in there. The interesting part, you don't see nothing until we add some accent to it. For example, I'll show you.
You've got 2 rags and you have 2 different paint brushes that you're using.
Yeah, we use 3 different brushes. 3 different brushes. They're all right now. They're soaking wet.
How did you come up with this tint color right here? That stain.
The stain is from UTC and some naphtha finish, naphtha dilute. How do you say dilute? To dilute the naphtha, you have to use some kind of chemical. You cannot get it here, but you got to get in a specific store, like an art store. You can get that chemical. But you can see it in there. You can see the small little frames. Now watch what we're gonna do here. You have to have a really steady hand. You see that? That gives another tone there.
You're adding almost like a little knot, some type of little interest to it.
That's right. You can make it a little bit deeper here. And then, look at that. Where do you find one? Where do you find one in there? You have to be a little bit creative. And you have to like what you do.
Yeah, if you don't like this, there's no way you're going to take the time to put a little streak here and there on a board.
That's right.
This is basically like your canvas.
Yeah, you have to imagine that you're looking at a board. You have to create that type of grain there. You can see that, and you see where the blonde in there. Go around the nut. Go around it. Go around it. See that? And then you have to camouflage it too.
So you bring back the rag, kind of
Wipe the rag a little bit.
Wipe it over.
To fog it down a little bit. That's it. You have to create your own board here. This is another tiny little brush. You can see that in there. For tiny space, look, you can see that in there. Look at, you see this one? Make it small. You can see like a worm crawl on the board. Make it a little bit bigger. That's it. See that?
This is like watching the art show on PBS on Sunday with some canvas, drawing some nature portrait. This is you on a baseboard.
Correct. You don't want to make it too busy. Just enough. See that? Look at this. Look at this one here. You can connect this one with this one also. Like these nuts, they were made for each other. You can make them like a bridge in there. You can see that going along with this. Then you just ended up over here. Right
so
there.
We started with the baseboard, then you added a shellac base primer,
tintable
shellac.
Yes.
And then the next coat was
we got the stain here.
Put the stain on. You did but you put it on with like a fine rag to start with, like coated it, just kind of general coating.
You just get the tone, exactly the tone that you're looking for. We do the tone first, then we wiping it down, side to side.
Streaking it.
And streaking it. Then you go, after you got the tone down into the board, you go along with the rough board. So create some type of grain, like a long grain across the board, side to side. With this one here, with the rough one, without putting a lot of pressure on it. Then after you let it dry for a couple of minutes, no more than 3, then you go with the playing with your brushes. That's where the trick is. You can, the more dark, the more thick do you go on it, the more interesting these nuts are gonna look like.
This is the art. This is the art part. Yeah.
See, you can see that in there. You can add more a little bit here and there. You don't want to overdo it. You see that?
It's beautiful.
It looks like one solid piece in there.
It's gorgeous. Armando, you know what you're doing right here. This is art. Okay, this is art. This isn't. I'm not even gonna call this contracting. I don't know. This is craftsmanship. How do people who want an exceptional, one-of-a-kind type of woodworking piece in their home, whether it's baseboard, headerboard, I need to do cabinetry, you do doors, anything with wood, Armando is the man to, if you can imagine it, if you can imagine it, he can build it. If you can't imagine it, Armando can, and he can help you realize it. How do they reach out to you?
They can go to Garatesinteriors@gmail.com.
GARATES interiors@gmail.com.
That's correct.
Thank you, Armando.
You're welcome.